What's up, guys? Josh from Strength Side, and today we are talking patellar tendonitis, otherwise known as jumper's knee. So if you're watching this video, then you probably have experienced this and you know that it is not a fun thing to deal with, right? So today in this video, we are going to attempt to treat this patellar tendonitis. Now, if you search on YouTube, Google, you will probably find a lot of things that might help give you some immediate relief from your pain. But that's all it is it really is immediate relief. Your pain is going to keep on coming back and coming back. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get to the underlying cause of what's going on and why we're getting this tendonitis. And we want to fix that so then we can have a good, healthy knee that doesn't keep, popping this pain up on us. So this is going to be a little bit of work. If you're looking for an easy, quick fix, turn this video off right now. This is not for you. If you want to put in a little bit of work, nothing too crazy, then stick with me. Let's get to it. Patellar tendonitis is generally caused by repetitive athletic type movements. So running, jumping, squatting, lunging, all of these things can be causes of patellar tendonitis. Now, why are they causing it? Because those are movements that we all should be able to do, right? Well, what you'll see is something common in all these movements, and that's we bend or flex at the knee and the hip joint, right? So to jump, we load and we jump, right? What you'll see in people that develop patellar tendonitis is that they load the knee first, right? So a lot of the times, the knee will travel forward too much, putting all this force on the knee, and the hips are not doing the work. When you get this pain, it's your body telling you, hey, you're moving wrong. How about you move a different way, or else I'm going to keep, giving you this pain. So the main point here is that the muscles on the front of the hip, so your quads, your hip flexors, your inner thigh adductors, these guys are becoming way too active. They are doing all the work because you are putting so much load on the knee, and the big muscles on the back of the hip, your glutes, your butt muscles are not doing the work. And that isn't how we want things to go. We want those big glute muscles to take a lot of the work. So how are we going to fix this? Let's find out. Step one, foam rolling. So step one, we need a foam roller. Any type of foam roller will do. Also, you could use a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, something like that. Now, the reason for foam rolling is because what we're going to attempt to do is break up some of that tissue that's very tight here in the front of the hip, right? But not only are we trying to break up some of this tissue, we also want to pay attention to which parts of the thigh are the tightest and the most painful. And that is going to give us a key, which muscles need to be worked on to alleviate this tightness of the hip that's making our butt not work how it's supposed to work. Okay, so first up, we're going to roll the quad. So all we're going to do is get on the foam roller and roll from the knee all the way up to the hip joint, okay? Obviously, target the leg of the patellar tendonitis. Pay close attention to which spots are very painful. Second, we're going to angle our foam roller now. We're just going to angle it a little bit up, 45-degree angle maybe, and now we're going to hit the inner thigh muscles here, all right? Spend 1 to 2 minutes on each section, giving special attention to any very tender, painful areas. Step 2, stretch. First, we're stretching the hip flex. So we get our knee down on the mat, other knee up in a lunge position, and we are attempting to push our hip forward. Now, if you're really tight here, you are going to feel a good stretch right in the front part of the hip. And I want you to hold this for 1 to 2 minutes here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight forward onto our left foot, keeping the right knee down, still keeping the pelvis forward, like we talked about, hips forward. And now we are going to target more of the inner thigh and adductor muscles. The more painful the stretch is, the more changes you are probably making in the muscle tissue. As you progress, try putting your foot up on a wall, as this will just intensify the stretch and let you get a little bit deeper into those muscles. Step 3, strengthening the hips. Now step 3, we are going to attempt to wake up and turn on our glute muscles and make them be more active in our athletic performances. So we're going to start with glute bridge, hip raise, right? So we're here, feet on the ground. All we're going to do is raise the hips up and squeeze the butt as hard as we can. Let's hold that for a second, come back down. I recommend doing 10 to 20 reps and going until you feel fatigue in your butt muscles. And now we move on to the box squat. Now the box squat is very important because now we are mimicking a movement that we would do in sport. So if you recall from our concept, the reason why our patellar tendon is hurting is because the knee is getting loaded too much. Our knees are traveling forward and taking all the load in all the athletic movements that we are doing. We want our hips to be active. So we're going to start in a good position. Squeeze the glutes, hands straight out in front of you, and we are going to drive the hips backwards, and we are going to sit down to the box and right back up. Now notice the angle of my shin stays very vertical. This is going to be critical to developing these hip muscles without putting any type of load and pain onto your knees here. Start with doing a couple sets of 8 to 10 reps and work your way up to doing more sets and more reps. Remember to keep your butt as tight as possible throughout the whole motion. All right, so those are the 3 steps towards fixing your patellar tendonitis. So step 1, we want to foam roll. We want to get some tissue release on those front of the hip muscles. Step 2, we want to stretch those front of the hip muscles as much as we can because that's going to free up your hips to work better. And step 3 is we want to strengthen those butt muscles, okay? So we really want to strengthen the glutes. Guys, patellar tendonitis is very individual. Some people, they may be able to relieve their symptoms in a week. Some people, it'll take months, okay? You really have to stick with this stuff and be consistent, but it will eventually get you out of pain. So if this video helped you at all, please be sure to like it, leave a comment below and let me know how things went, and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep bringing you some great content, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.